The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, Mum.
It's fine. I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
Why do you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to be back on Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully.
Interesting, huh? First we have a dead body, someone is missing.
But you have more important things to worry about.
What is this expedition your husband was on? Just some field work, sweetie. Morrill is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them? The waterlock, that was broken. Could this be it? Who's Gary? Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that. Gary's as loyal as they come. I'd trust him with my husband's life any day. Alright, probably not Gary then. But the waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there. Oh my, what happened to the waterlock? Well, it looks like some maniac crashed his motor carriage into it. It's not Jacob R. So let's say it's a technical problem, huh? Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful to both of you. You spared me another sleepless night. You're welcome, ma'am. She turns back to you. I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect, yeah. Yes, some left field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation. And if you see him, Lena says, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there. Right. We'll accept the task. If we see him, we'll let him know you're here. Oh, you're such a dear. Right. So, husband's some kind of scientist, eh? So yes, a zoologist. A cryptozoologist to be more precise. And what the hell is that? It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends. Kimmy coming in here with the info. That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions. She's used to playing off such insults casually, but they still affect her. My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby. It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species, called cryptids, is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research. The quality of research at Ravacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. Tell me more about the guy. About your husband, Moral. I'm not sure where to begin. What does he look like? Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, with like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the fieldwork, but he's quite gentle. Okay. Let's try that again, huh? If we were trying to meet him on the street, what would we look out for? Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed, you might even say wild. One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. How long have you two been married? We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Her smile is soft. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. How did you meet? Via a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and well, here we are. She's skipping over some important parts, huh? Maybe we'll find out more later. Alright. So what about this rare goddamn insect? It's fascinating, huh? But I shouldn't bore you with etymological miniature. Fuck. You're right. I don't want to be bored. I not notice this about me, but actually I have lost. Some translations aren't quite there, huh? Yeah, okay. Let's give this a shot. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids. There we go. Go on and ask. Hey, Elena. I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me a couple of them? About a couple of them. I'd be delighted, truth be told. I could really use the company too. Yeah. I don't really want to hear all that much about it either. Tough choice. So we only have one. The biggest? The tiniest? The most dangerous? Invisible? Let's go with the most dangerous, huh? The Gnome of Jeroma. Doesn't sound too bad. Oh, but it is. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. What did this cryptid look like? It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead. An ungainly little thing, quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in a tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die. If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very lethal species? Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science. Alas, always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient? Seems very convenient, huh? That it just disappeared and nothing like it was ever seen again. I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again. Yeah, this has been informative. Let's leave this for now, okay? I'm not that into reading about 1,000 different insects, fairy tale insects. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Alright. Okay. So we're gonna leave this part for now. Is there anything else? Anything new here? No. Let's go to the body. Let's get him down. Let's cut him down. Let's finally cut him down. Of course the little bugger is still here, huh? Throwing rocks. Come on now. Come on. 90%. It's gotta be 90% now. 97%. Gotta be shitting me if we fail again. Hell yeah. Finally. Finally. As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. We're stepping closer. The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength. Let's check the boots. The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you. Out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots, they're armor. Possibly part of a larger set. So these aren't just boots, are they, huh? This is armor. Indeed, with his notebook under his arm, the lieutenant crouches to inspect the soles. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots. What kind of armor is this exactly? Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Where? Under the heel. Fair weather. He turns the boot slightly. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff. Yo, so where's the rest of it, huh? Scavenged? Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. Yeah, scavenged by the locals, huh? We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know. Kuno, huh? Yeah, but we cannot have a meaningful conversation with that kid. Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there is no rest of the armor. No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics. Oh, you mean the jeans and shirt that we found, alright. Yeah, that makes sense, huh? What if they told him to strip before they hung him? They actually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerdis and the like. This one still has his underpants. Fucking talking about underpants, huh, Kuno? Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to. I get it, we need to ask him. The material looks out of place. It is, it's expensive. The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger. We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time we lost 6 men to semi-automatics. How much are we talking about? For a full set? About 4 years of wages. For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank. Kaching, baby. By kaching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence, let's steal them? Yes, that's what kaching means. It means disciplinary hearing, the lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve. The lieutenant nods often, it's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter. So how can a man afford such an expensive hardware? That's for us to find out. My initial report on the area suggests he was a security guard for the harbor company. But that's just hearsay. Yo, you have an initial report? Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same. Of course I did. These look pretty advanced for a security guard though. I agree, this equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford. Knock on the boot. A small bell-like sound fills the air. I'm sorry guys, we're not even in game screen here. Let's hop on over. Sounds fragile. It's because I actually didn't have time for my snack either. Sounds fragile, right? It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. He points to the boots. See? Faint organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them together. Like whorls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps. What does this remind me of? If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like. The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right saboton, where you notice the whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50 100 1000. Looks like there's a serial number here. Can you read it to me? Drama coming in, man. We have a make-in number, that's something, huh? We can use the radio and my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us. This feels dangerous, huh? Grab the boot. The stench fills your nostril. As you push downward, the ominous creaking sound comes from above. Stop! The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the belt under with the boot under your arm. Pig's gonna pull his head off. Oh shit. Brutal. Oh, that is a bad idea, isn't it? Let go of the boot. What's wrong with you, asshole? Why is he letting go, Kuna? I don't know, baby. I don't know why he's such a... Okay. Gotta be careful there. Officer, if I may ask, what were you trying to achieve by pulling on the diseased foot? I told you, Kimmy. I told you we're gonna... put the shoe into an evidence bag. Right? That's what we're gonna do. Totally what we wanted to do. So what else we got? We checked on the boots. Let's see what the belt is like, huh? The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow or hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships. Don't ask me how I know. This is something I do. Something I know. Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. No. This is the reinforced kind for air transport. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense They used whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminate themselves. So we're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it? Or they sure wanted him to stay up there, huh? The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. I was afraid it would be thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed. Yeah, shit. So we're assuming the dock workers did it, huh? I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You? Makes sense, but it's believably mundane. I don't know, I feel like it was something else. Yes, it often is. The belt worries me. Yeah, you're right, the belt does make things difficult. And interesting. How did they even get him up there, huh? A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? No, we know this. The ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle. Could be, right? The shape of the branch supports the theory. That's it for the belt. What about them tattoos? An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle the skin. Their concentration is highest around the heart. His corpse is marked by stars. I understood that, but why? What will mine be marked? Alcohol and heartbreak. Shit. Is this a map of the night sky? Huh? A map of the stars? He turns around. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great century Messenian maybe. But this seems more particular, customized somehow. As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates and you feel as though you were only half right. Yeah, we are missing something here. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. Whoa. Kimmy? So Kimmy says, so am I. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. That is Kimmy. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera? Let's let him work. Shit, Kuno, what the fuck is that? They asked my question. They asked the question for me, I guess. An instant color camera. He produces two metal capped ampoules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one. He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting, then... a sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour into the thick glossy piece of paper rolling out.